What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Upper Tier Podcast and NXT Weekly. What a show we had this week, folks. Obviously, we were crowning a new NXT champion after Obafemi vacated the title and moved up to the main roster. So, an absolutely brilliant show last night, and we will get into it, yeah? First of all, we started off the night with a triple threat for the Women's North American title, that being the champion Izzy Dame versus Thea Hale and Lola Vice. And what a start to NXT this was, folks. I say it time and time again that the women of NXT show up and show out every single time, every single week, match, show. The whole works. They're absolutely phenomenal and without a doubt the best women's division in wrestling, and I don't think there's any debate about that really. The talent is just endless and absolutely phenomenal. The match overall was absolutely brilliant. Izzy Dame has been champion for I think about three and a half weeks now, so still pretty fresh, but so far so good. She's been very good. We haven't got to see too much of her character up until her feud with Tatum Paxley, and I think she's actually very good. She's showing up and showing out, and the possibilities are endless with her title reign. I think since they've leaned into the heel character, it has been an absolutely brilliant shout and a brilliant reign, and I'm kind of hoping to keep the title on her for that while longer. I'm thinking maybe till Stand and Deliver, or if whatever show they're going to do, Mania weekend, I think they should keep the title on her till then. Thea Hale now, I would have liked to see her get the title back, but obviously it was kind of strange with the fact that she picked up the title after Blake Monroe, and after that whole incident that she wasn't supposed to win the title. Obviously the creative direction went haywire and WWE and NXT didn't know what to do, so I think they're kind of injecting Lola Vice into the whole situation as something fresh, and this is kind of the trajectory they're going with now and the direction they're going with. So look, overall solid match. Izzy retained, and yeah, I'm very excited to see how the reign goes. Obviously, Kalani Jordan came out in the middle of the match and attacked Lola Vice with a ladder, slamming her hand and potentially breaking her hand. So we will have to see where that feud goes to. Overall, absolutely solid match and a great way to start the night. Next up, folks, Tony D'Angelo is back. Thank God. And I know he's been back a few weeks, but obviously, we haven't properly got to hear from him and find out what the story is. He has completely rebranded himself. He's done with family. He's done with the whole, mafia-esque type character, real Italian. He's dropped the Italian accent. So it's been a ruse, folks. Can you believe it? I would have actually thought he was Italian. He was that good at the accent. I might have to get some vocal lessons off him and get in touch and get some tips off him. But great to see him back. I think Tony D'Angelo, without a doubt, is one of the best in NXT. And I haven't said that enough, and I really think I should have, because WWE majorly dropped the ball with him. Obviously, he had an NXT title match back 2 years ago against Ilya Dragunov for the NXT Championship. And obviously, he didn't win that, and the crowd were extremely behind him and wanted him to win, and WWE just didn't pull the trigger. At the time, I suppose it made sense to keep the title on Ilya, but the fans want what the fans want, and they wanted Tony D'Angelo. But as he appeared last night, new character, new entrance music, and it's freaking awesome. I have to say, I really enjoyed this promo. He talked about taking down Dark State and he said, quoting, "This isn't about vengeance, it's about punishment." So he has made it very clear that his sights are set on Dark State and taking care of business. And then he said his second point he will tell us after he deals with Dark State. So I presume that's him going after the NXT Championship, which I really hope is the case. And if it is the case, pull the trigger. Give him the title this time. Because Tony D'Angelo, we forget, has been in NXT a long time. He could be in NXT 4 years at this point, you know. And that's usually after 3 to 5 years when wrestlers move up from NXT. So if Tony doesn't have long left in NXT, put the title on him. Please, just listen to the fans. Put the title on him. Overall, absolutely great promo, and I'm excited to see where Tony goes. Next up, folks, we had a speed tournament match in Charlie Dempsey and the new addition to the roster, Ilio Lafleur, formerly known as Aigle Blanc. Another great match. I still don't get the point in these speed title matches. I still think the wrestlers who compete in the match are above speed title level, and I just think the speed title shouldn't be in WWE at all. I think it should be obsolete at this point. It's kind of sad that wrestlers have been bumped down to that little spot, and I guess it's kind of, you know, their mid to lower card title in NXT, but I still don't get it. You know, I still think it's completely stupid. Look, overall, brilliant match. Ilio Lafleur picking up the win and heading on to face Jasper Troy, hopefully, for the speed title. Folks, we've got some problems in the women's tag division. The best women's tag team in NXT at the moment, Zari and Sol Ruca, have been absolutely phenomenal. And I think that it's so sad that it looks like they're going to be breaking up, and I really don't want that. Obviously, the story in NXT at the moment is that Sol Ruca went off to be in the Rumble and didn't bother telling Zarya that's where she was going, and Zarya wasn't in the Rumble, and this ruffled a few feathers between the two of them, to say the least. So yeah, it looks like we could be getting a split. Obviously great to see the Elegance brand on NXT last night. Thank God they left Mr. Elegance at home, because he's, how do I say this nicely, very annoying, to say the least. So I'm extremely glad they left him at home. No thank you, bye bye, we don't need you. Another great match. You can see the cracks in Zaruka, which I'm very interested to see where this goes. Personally, I don't want them to break up, but I think in order for me to get my wish of Sol Ruca getting the NXT Women's title, I think this is sadly what needs to happen. So we will find that out next week, and we'll get to that in just a bit. Lexis King and Stack's new faction defeated Chase U in a matchup. Obviously, Uriah Connors has been very impatient as of the past few weeks and sick of waiting for opportunities. So after the match, after losing to Stacks and Lorenzo, God, we're going a while back here, folks. After losing to Stacks and Lexis King, there we go, got it right this time. Uriah Connors followed Stacks and King backstage, ultimately taking their side and leaving Chase U in the dust. Ooh la la. Let's see where that goes. Next up, JC Jane called out Sol Ruca after the Royal Rumble clash. Obviously, if you've watched the Royal Rumble and the Women's Royal Rumble last weekend, absolutely phenomenal match. And I think the NXT women had such a strong showing, and it was absolutely brilliant. And I can't pick one NXT woman that outshone the others in the match. I think they were just all phenomenal, all on the same level and absolutely brilliant. Soul Ruka hit JC Jane with a Soul Snatcher and eliminated her, and now JC Jane's out for revenge. So wants her shot at the NXT Women's Championship, and JC wants that matchup just as much, but Zarya came out saying, never mind Soul, it's me you have to be worried about. So it seems like Zarya is gunning for the title too. Then the Ren QCC, obviously consisting of Ren Sinclair and the Evolve Women's Champion Kendall Gray, coming out and saying that both of them want a shot at the NXT Women's title. So we will get to what that came to in just a bit. For the main event, folks, we were to crown a new NXT champion. I didn't know how I was to feel about this match going into it. Obviously, I'm beyond a big NXT fan, hence why I have this show, because I'm such a big fan of NXT. And it was so sad to see that the title was vacant. Obviously, vacant being the longest reigning champion in WWE history, both men's and women's, which we forget. So yeah, overall an absolutely phenomenal match. I think I didn't feel too good going into this ladder match, just because it mostly consisted of new talent. And obviously we know the longest people in WWE that are there, or that were in the match, is Ricky Saints, and I think he's been in WWE less than a year. So correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I love a bit of criticism, so I do. I take it on the chin. I'm a chef. I'm used to doing that. You know? So yeah, overall, absolutely brilliant match. Joe Hendry picking up the win and becoming our new NXT champion. He was the one I was absolutely rooting for, and I think he's going to have a phenomenal reign. Obviously, we know back around WrestleMania time, he was absolutely hot. The crowd were electric for him. Crowd absolutely loved him. I kind of feel though they leaned off him a bit, took their foot off the gas pedal, and just kind of took a step back and said, you know, why are we rooting for him again? But it's great to see, as of the past week or two, the crowd is fully behind him once again, and everyone seems more than happy that he is our new NXT champion. And I'm very excited for this reign. I think this is the most excited for an NXT title reign I have been in a while, to say the least. I feel like all our champions have been quite underwhelming, besides Obafemi. I absolutely loved Obafemi. So I am very excited for his reign. And Keanu Carver, who was also new to the roster, had a absolutely phenomenal showing. I think all men in this match absolutely showed up and showed out, despite being so new to the roster. Yeah, that's last night's NXT review. Folks, I said I'd quickly mention about JC Jane's NXT Women's Championship. Obviously, with all the women gunning for the title, Mr. Stone has announced, Mr. Stone being our interim GM of NXT now, since Ava left, and we wish Ava the absolute best in her future endeavours, and we are excited to see who our next general manager will be. There's a few names going around, 3 of them being potentially AJ Styles, William Regal, or Shayna Baszler. Those are the 3 names that I have heard the most and seen the most of the last few days. So we will find out. But yes, Mr. Stone announcing that there will be a tag team match next week. Zaruka versus the Ren QCC in a tag team match. And whoever scores the pinfall will get an NXT Women's title match in 3 weeks in Atlanta. So that is something to look forward to. And could we potentially see the end of Zaruka next week? We'll have to wait and find out. Folks, an absolutely phenomenal NXT. So good to be back. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for watching this video. And that is your NXT chef's kiss for the week.